Never selling this coin could be the biggest regret of your life. I'm going to explain why, and certainly if you're an investor and you're new to this channel, you need to listen up. Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, subscribe, bell button, leave a like, it majorly helps, especially if you're an investor in this coin, because you might get destroyed in this market. It is brutal, especially if you're new, especially if you've never held a crypto. Now, if you know my channel, you can apply this to any coin. These techniques, this psychological feeling and thinking around the whole entire space, and we will look at a lot of things because hype doesn't last forever. Even today, even right now as I speak, it is what, 10 past 1 UK time. The market has kind of had a little bit of a wobble. This is doing very, very well. We're going to talk about a lot of things. The psychological element of investing is key. On the screen, I'm going to go over a lot of things. You need to take profit. The life-changing wealth could have been bought if you held this coin over a period of 3 to 4 weeks right now. If you were that person, congratulations. Proud of you. Well done. Making money in this space is always good. It's keeping it that's a problem. People are saying to me, hence the thumbnail, I'm never going to sell this. I'm never selling this. If I go onto certain mentions, I see it all the time. I've seen people message me. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it all over my TikTok as well recently when I put videos out there, little feeler videos. And people are saying to me, I'm never selling this. This is the best thing ever. I'm going to make it. I'm going to become a multi-millionaire. But the reality is, it's a huge gamble if you are investing in this parabolic phase. So we're going to go through a lot of things on the screen. I'm going to talk about a few cool things and what you can do and where this has already burnt people in the past, reaching high goals, and now got nothing on the table to show for it. So let's talk about it. It is up 22% today alone. That's crazy, right? When you consider the fact the market is kind of a little bit ropey today. But this is what we need to talk about in terms of numbers. That fear, that greed. It's already on 1.4 million watch list pretty much on this one website alone. I know there's a lot of holders. We'll go through the holders in a bit. But when we start looking at greed, if you're buying this now, and we'll just look at this in the last 7 days. If you're buying this now, it's already done a monster move already, right? It is currently 22.2 billion market cap. It doesn't matter what the price is. Now that's rule number one. If you're new to this space, you need to understand market cap. Basically, how many tokens in circulation supply times by the price gives you the overall worth of a company, of a thing, of an asset, whatever it may be, right? In crypto, how many units versus the price, right? Simple. So already, people are saying to me, it's going to go to $1. It's not. It's literally, physically, in terms of monetary wealth, it's impossible unless they bin a lot of tokens. And that would mean a total change and a reroute, which won't work. So when we start looking at greed mentality, right? YouTube. If you put in the coin name, you're already going to see a lot of things in terms of what is happening. A lot of people are going along the I'm going to get incredibly rich sort of situation. That greed, that people are telling you that it is going to go to a certain price. If you've got money on the table and you've not taken your risk bag out yet, certainly if you've been investing in the last 6 weeks, you should be. And that is the simple. Now you can use that relevant point to any coin that you've got. If you start seeing money just go up and up and up and up, and you're like, okay, because things happen, things change. And let's look at some examples here, because even if we're looking at thumbnails here of people like making huge amounts and what will it be all worth and all kinds of good stuff. Hey, Crypto Mobster, cool. No, don't get them outside. You see the picture. A lot of people will buy this and they will find that this sort of information will impact on that. Oh, I've got so many million. Oh my God, I'm going to be a multi-billionaire. Oh, Lambo, Island, whatever, right? It's a problem. So let's look at Dogecoin. What's happened with Dogecoin? Well, this went up to 70 odd cents. It's now 23. If you bought in the high parabolic phase, you are buggered, basically. You are down at least 40%. That's a lot of money in spot. 40% down in capital worth, value in terms of value appreciation. It's horrible. That is horrible. And you don't want to be that person, right? SafeMoon, another one, similar sort of ilk. Again, this was really, really high in value. It's down about $5 billion in market cap. That's quite a lot, realistically. So you're roughly down about 30-40% from the peak. It actually went a lot lower. If you're looking overall at the value of this, I think in terms of market cap speak, I think it went all the way down to a low of 671. So it actually nearly lost about 90% of its value. That is crazy. Why would you not take profit? Why would you hold on to that? It just doesn't make sense. This is why you need to take profit at all time. Redistribution of the wealth to make more money, value appreciation, growth. Another thing to talk about, look at all the copycats. Any coin that you can put in here that's done something like this, they will always be little copycats. And if we start talking about it, you've got different elements to this already. They're utilizing the name. There's already 53 results. And they're utilizing that name because they know it's a valuable name. It's now a brand. It's a huge brand that everyone knows about. Which is why it's important to know that when the hype train runs away, you need to know when to get off. Even if you're holding some and you want to hold on to some because of what it is, fair enough, go for it. It's fine. But if you're not taking any risk out of this, you're just going to lose money, essentially. Next one, let's talk about some people who have made it big and have now got big Twitter accounts, which is fair enough, right? But at the same time, though, this was on the 17th of April. You know, when we're talking about this in terms of time frame, and this was, what, not too far away, realistically. When you look at Dogecoin, this was literally when Dogecoin was like there, right? 27 cents. The thing that you need to realize and understand here, in terms of that, he would have made much more money. But has he taken money off the table? We don't know. And that's the element that we need to find out. And even though he's made a ton of money, you've got to find out that this would have went up a lot more. And utilizing that inner greed as a brand on Twitter is going to get people to invest because they made the money. You don't see the journey, you just see the end result. Certainly when you look at certain things. Now again, you're just looking at the brand. The brand is massive. It's 1.4 million followers already on social media. And it's all designed to get you to invest in the coin. And it's absolutely going crazy, which is fine. It's that's what marketing's all about. It's what brands are all about. But as an investor, you watching this video, you need to be very, very aware of one thing and one thing only, your own financial position. What I put in that coin could go to zero, like any cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be the best thing around. It could be the likes of Ethereum. It could be the likes of Polkadot. It could be whatever. They're not immune to these crashes. They're not. Ethereum went down like 94% in the last big crash in terms of 2018 down to 2020. That's crazy when you think about it, right? So are these. If you are sitting there like, ooh, nothing's going to happen to me, it's fine. Because this has got people. When it turns, and it turns sour, people sell. We've seen it with Dogecoin, we've seen it with SafeMoon. This same thing will happen to this eventually. Hype does die. It's like a fire. Moving on to, in terms of branding though, I quite like it. You know, I think it's quite cool. I quite like the name of it. It's obviously based off a very, very well-known dog. We all know how it looks. It looks pretty cool. And they've actually made it a decent website, let's be honest here. But is it something that I'd have invested in? No, definitely not. Why? Because I don't need to. This is a new type of coin that will bring the inner greed of new people in the space, and that is a harsh reality. If you've been buying this coin over the last few weeks and you've got sucked into this without understanding the space, if it goes really, really bad, there could be a big, big problem to your bank balance. In terms of holders, we've got 801,000. Let's see if there's any changes since this. There you go. It's just trickling up. The hype is there. It is going berserk. But let's talk about price analysis. Let's keep it super, super simple in terms of where you should be looking at this. Now, that is it. That is a chart right now. And that is absolutely madness. This is a brand new asset on the weekly time frame. And this is the sort of result it's got. It has done an absolute gigapump from this low. It's gone mental. And when we're talking about money, monetary value, all kinds of elements like that, it's crazy. When you start thinking, if you bought this in the original summer days, you've made a ton of money. You've made a ton of money. And in certainly in value appreciation in terms of the BTC pair as well, it'll be absolutely crazy. Let's have a little look at, yeah, I think that's all the data I've got realistically. Not the best. BTC, I've got one of those. Probably not, no. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, you see the picture here, right? It's simple. This won't carry on going up forever. It won't. It may do for the next coming weeks because it's got hype. But if you are brand new to the space and you are buying this now, you're probably a little bit late. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it's not worth the risk, because when you start looking at potential retracement of it going back down again, let's just say it does go back down to these points here, can you stomach like a 50% drop? Really, can you stomach that? So if you put in $3,000 expecting to get like a million, and then at the end of it you get 1,500, you're going to be a bit pissed off and you probably won't come back to the space, and that's where the problems lie. This is what we see all the time, and this is where the problem is. And what about if it goes right back down to the floor? What about if it goes all the way back down to here and it drops like 89, 90%? Because that could happen too. This is a relationship bias, what you can get with any coin. It doesn't matter if it's a good coin, if it's a bad coin, if it's a copy coin, if it's a Ponzi scheme, whatever it may be. These happen in financial markets. Even in the stock market, things can go wrong like this. You're going to make that relationship and understand that if you've made money, take money off the table, whether that is your risk bag, and let it ride and do whatever you want to do with it then. The main priority you should always have is how much money you're putting into an investment. Too many people are looking on YouTube, they're looking to see what it's going to do, and they're going to try and go for their $1 levels. It's impossible. That will never ever happen. And if we start looking at why that won't happen, just to give you a bit more of an understanding, if you go into the coin perspective and you just put in this coin, and then you want to look at, say, target reach, it might not even show, there you go. That would be a $500 trillion asset. 500 trillion. The monetary worth of the world as a fucking planet hasn't even got that in anywhere. That is monstrous. So please, bit of reality. If you're new to this channel, make sure you have subscribed, hit the bell button, leave a like. But this happens for any coin. If it's hyped up to the rafters, chances are there's a reason why.